What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm talking about karmic energies. I'm gonna talk about the shit I had to deal with growing up, dealing with like soul ties, dealing with like narcissistic fucking people. I'm also gonna talk about like just how shit is playing out through my family dynamics, just like family fights, family abuse, just like experiencing being ganged up on, just karmic energies, not from only family members, but from fucking strangers as well too, like during the workplace and shit. I'm also gonna talk about time speeding up, just all this bullshit. Like, there's no reason for why time to be speeding up so fast. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. So like, I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna release a lot of anger because I'm fucking pissed. I think we have a full moon in Aries. That's why. So might as well, man. But let's get to it, man. So first off, I'm gonna talk about time speed. I know I talk about this shit a lot, but fuck it, man. Why the fuck? So like, so in this human experience, right? Our spirit or life, if you believe in God, even the creator or whoever you believe in, right? They're aware that like growing up, time wasn't speeding as fast, right? So why would us reincarnate into a fucking realm, to a fucking earth, right? And like everything is so fucking like slow paced before time is speeding up, right? So we're working at these jobs, working at these, you know, 9 to 5 jobs. As a baby, you're born, you're put into school, which you have no knowledge of how this world works because school doesn't teach you the corruption of this world. School doesn't teach you about money corruption. School doesn't teach you about like spiritual topics. School doesn't teach you about how to take care of your body, the importance of health. School doesn't teach you about like useful shit that you need to know. Instead, school teaches you shit that like that you don't need. What, math, reading, writing, that it is necessary, but for the most part, that's it. That's all you need. School, first of all, college costs a lot of money, and with these high schools, kids don't want to fucking be there because all these teachers, how the fuck in these high schools, all these teachers teach the same shit. Their shit's always outdated. And that's one of, not the main reasons, but that's one of the reasons why people aren't aware of how this world is, or just any, I don't know, man, just any of this bullshit. Like, I'm telling you, since time is speeding up, I'm telling you, I graduated high school 2016. I bet you in today's timeline, school is not teaching anyone jack shit about time speeding up. School isn't teaching anyone about jack shit about spirituality. Why can't they show videos of spiritual channels that actually talk about shit? People aren't talking about the corruption of fucking, should I say the word C word 19? You know what I'm saying? All this other shit. School doesn't teach about that shit. Instead, school teaches about outdated bullshit that we don't need. These colleges cost so much money so you can get your degree, and once you actually do enroll in that class, they teach you nothing but bullshit. This is why school is about passing. It's not about learning. They don't. School doesn't teach you how to build your own house. School doesn't teach you how to drive your own car. School doesn't teach you about taxes, about fucking how to like invest. No, school doesn't teach about the money system, and it makes sense that I don't know what the school system is run by. It's probably run by the fucking government, by the fucking people. But you know how these people in these conspiracy theories say they call them the elites, they call them the Rothschilds, they call them the fucking whoever the fuck runs the show. It makes sense that since they're responsible, of course they're gonna create a fucking system where like they're gonna not gonna teach the collective important information. Instead, they're gonna teach them how to, like what other people say, to be enslaved through this system, working at a bullshit 9 to 5 job that you have no control over, but you're forced to work there in order for you to survive through this system. Same thing with school. If you don't show up for school for a certain amount of days, you're going to get a ticket or you're going to fail, and then you can't even get a job without a high school diploma. All this shit. So growing up, people, they don't have no choice. They're pretty much victims because, like, as a baby, you have no knowledge. You're put into this bullshit school system. And I'm not saying school is all bad. School, there are pros and cons to it. What I'm saying when it comes to overall knowledge of how this world works, school does a horrible ass job in doing that. One of the good things about school, of course, is that you meet different people, so you get to learn how to socialize with people. You learn basic shit like math, reading, and shit like that. You learn how to be disciplined. You know how to follow orders. But at the same time, school also teaches you how to be a slave, how to be obedient. So there's pros and cons to this shit. What I'm saying is school has so much potential to do great things, but it doesn't. Bullshit, man. And it makes sense that since our government or whoever runs the show, I gotta stop saying government. Whoever runs the show on the reasons why this world is so corrupt, it makes sense that since they're responsible for the school systems, of course they're gonna not let people they're not gonna let these school systems teach people about like corruption and all this other bullshit, right? Makes sense. But yeah, man. But just and to time is speeding up. It's like all I'm saying is this: like we better get something great out of this because it's like I got so much shit on my plate, and I know other people as well. Like imagine people working in these jobs, or like imagine people working in these fucking like healthcare jobs, in these nurse. Imagine people who are nurses, who are doctors, who are working in fucking EMTs, people who are in the military, just and not only that, but like people who have families and shit like that. How the fuck are they supposed to take care of all that shit when time is speeding up? People are gonna get stressed out. Just I don't know, man. Just I'm not saying time speed up is a good thing or a bad thing because like in a way it could be a good thing because I've heard theories of people saying like since time is speeding up, it could help collapse the system or like it'll collapse the money system. Like the energies are changing, like the vibration is getting extremely higher, so it could be a good thing. But basically what I'm saying is I like see this is why I hate life. Life is fucking stupid. Why? This is what I talk about in my old videos. Why now does life decide to speed up time? Why at a certain date? Why at a certain timeline? Why can't they speed up time thousands of years ago? Why now? You know what I'm saying? And that in itself shows you that like this human experience, you really shouldn't reincarnate here. It's not a good place because bullshit like this always happens. You know what I'm saying? It's always like there's always some wishy-washy bullshit, a lot of enslavement, a lot of confusion. But just the fact that when we put into this world, right, we don't have access to our past lives. We don't have access to like and if I believe in reincarnation, so if that's a real thing, why the fuck we don't have access to our past lives and shit? Is it part of the human regulations or rules? And I've heard videos of people where they actually teach you how to access your past lives. People call them Akashic records. I think check out a series Inner Temple. He talks about how to access that shit. Basically, it's a lot of meditation at a certain time using binaural beats. You got to eat healthy. You got to learn how to, and that in itself will help you astral project. And the more you do it, the more you're able to access your Akashic records. It all deals with like lucid dreaming and shit like that. Check out Sears in the Temple. He has a whole playlist of that shit. But I don't know, man. Just but the fact that we got to do all that shit just to access our Akashic records, there's other shit like that, man. Throughout human history, right? We have a lot of histories for like wars and battles and shit going on, right? But we have no actual knowledge or truth on what the fuck took place in human history. I'm not saying it matters, but it could matter leading up to this point on why we're enslaved and why like we have no control of this system. The money system's fucked up, man. It's extremely fucked up. We have homeless people. We still have poverty and shit, and like people are still struggling. You can't even have a fucking family because like I imagine trying to feed multiple kids, your sons and daughters and shit, and then you got to maintain a house and shit like that. Oh my god, I can't imagine that shit. I don't know how people do it. Then you got time speeding up, and then with these jobs, they could fire you at an instant. Well, once you're fired, you can't work. You know what I'm saying? And most of these jobs, people don't want to even be there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just dumb. But I'm gonna talk about my past experiences with fucking soul ties, man. Me, I personally believe in soul ties. I personally believe in like there are times where like I've met I want to say three. I've met two people romantically where I've experienced a fucking soul tie with these people. One was my twin flame. I don't like the label, but I'm trying to use the label so it can make sense. Twin flame and a karmic fucking partner, right? Both romantic. I didn't date with them, I met them and we kind of it's like my life like it's very like unique, but not in an egotistical or good way. Like I've experienced a lot of different shit with life with people and shit. So I've experienced like where like I couldn't get certain people off my mind. Like I felt like I had rapid heartbeats. My nervous system was overstimulating, and I had a lot of sleepless nights. Like I couldn't function properly because I couldn't get these motherfuckers off my mind, and I felt them energetically. I can't explain it. Like it's one of those things where you gotta experience it to know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I can't explain without sounding crazy. And I don't know where to begin because it's just like I said, it's one of those things where you gotta experience what the fuck I'm talking about. When you experience who's ever subscribed to my channel, more than likely you're the spiritual path. So more than likely it could possibly that you will meet in the future like a twin flame or a karmic soulmate where you can experience these fucking energetic ties. It's a real thing. And when I asked my tarot reader like, hey, why am I experiencing these energetic ties or am I experiencing soul ties? She confirmed that yes, I was experiencing that shit. But and a lot of people also experience that shit. But also she mentioned that like it's quite possible that you can be dealing with the soulmate, right? It's all karmic energy, so you can heal your anger, your fucking abandonment wounds, your rejection wounds from you and your past lives, but from your family's woundings as well. So this is where you get your generational curses from. This is why people experience generational curses from like family and shit. And then they tend to meet partners that's gonna play out all the bullshit their family had to experience when it comes to emotions with like abandonment, rejection, anger, just shit like that, man. It's crazy. This is why like I met my twin flame back in 2017. Yeah, back in 2017, but it took me 5.5 years just to get over her because like during during those years I was in the process of grieving. I was in the process of releasing a lot of anger and rage. I have experienced being energetically stuck to her probably for about 3 or 4 years and shit. That shit was hell. Like I never want to experience that shit again. Because when you meet your twin flame, when you two are on bad terms and separation, like I was experiencing a lot of fucking telepathy and shit, and I couldn't get this person off my mind. I was getting headaches and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? So there are times where like I'll be outside, like just trying to get my mind right. I was running, I was working out outside, like in the mountains and shit. And I still couldn't get this person off my mind. There are times where I had to yell at the cause this person's now yelling, like she was right there, and she was even there. She was like in a different fucking city and shit. It's that intense, man. But according to the tarot readers I was watching, these tarot channels, they mentioned that like basically when you're experiencing generational curses, all the why am I stuttering now? All the trauma like your family is experiencing when you're experiencing the twin flame or any karmic soulmate relationship, right? When you're experiencing that shit, the reason why it's so intense and you feel that energetic soul ties because you're trying to release all that trauma. And people call that trauma bonding. Yeah, I believe in that, but it's much deeper than that. Like it's not love, romantic, all this bullshit. It's you're purging a lot of fucking karma pretty much from your family's bloodline, at times even from you and your past lives and shit, and you going through all that shit at once. I've heard theories of like when you're energetically stuck to a person, especially towards a twin flame, when you're constantly crying or purging on anger, you're actually releasing the other person's fucking trauma as well. So I imagine doing all that shit at once. Damn, man. But I know I'm all over the place. I'm releasing a lot of fucking anger, man. Just I don't know, man. Just growing up, like I experienced a lot of weird shit, man. Um, I'm gonna talk about fuck, man. Like I want to talk about certain subjects, but it's a lot to explain. I'm gonna talk about this one time at the workplace, right? So it was back in 2019 or 20. No, it was back in 2020. I had this guy, right? So he was a boss, right? Not my boss, but I used to work at the mall. I used to work right here, and that guy used to work across from right here, right? It's a lot to explain. I'm gonna cut out a lot of details, so it's not gonna make sense. But long story short, that fucking guy, right? He kept mad dogging me. Yeah, he kept mad dogging me. He kept staring at me. He kept looking at me across from the workplace while I was working. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I thought I was going crazy. And I told my other coworkers about it, and like they're confirming it. Like, yes, this guy was looking at me. This guy was staring at me. There are times where like I'll look at him, and then that same boss from working across the workplace. So I'll work here, right, and he will work right here. I'll look, and that fucking boss, that fucking grown ass man, he'll duck down like that, like multiple times. And I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And I've experienced that shit so many times, and this shit was going on for like months, like maybe even like probably like 8 to 10 months. He kept on doing it, and I noticed he was kind of like gossiping or like trying to. He's talking about me, he's pointing at me and shit, and then I was like, oh fuck no. So I even booked a tarot reading, and she confirmed that like, yes, I have motherfuckers staring at me or like looking at me just so they could play a lot of mind games because they're known for doing shit like this. I wasn't the only one that this guy was doing this shit to. Like he's known for doing this shit. So I was like, all right, cool. Now that I have the knowledge, I'm gonna not let it affect me because I'm just working. I've been working at my job for 3 years. Like all of a sudden, he's just been doing it just now. So, but anyways, I've been working at my job, right? So I'm trying to buy my own business and it gets some money. But when you're constantly experiencing people who are like looking at you, like mad dogging you, you can feel the energy. And I had other people doing that shit as well. It wasn't just him. I had other people because of his ass. Like you can feel it. I can't explain it. It all deals with energy. When someone's constantly staring at you or like looking at you, you can feel the fucking energy, right? So I was like, what the fuck is going on? So And it was annoying too. Like it was annoying, and he was an energy vampire, and he's very low vibrational, just like most people. But when you're vibrating extremely high, and we have a lower vibrational person constantly looking at you or staring you down, that's going to drain your energy. I understand you could block it, but I imagine working from across from one another at the mall, at the food court. Like the place I worked at was Pretzels, was right there, right? He worked at Mrs. Fields, so it was right there. So we worked from across from each other. It was hard to avoid him because he kept fucking looking at me and like draining my energy and shit. And that's just, it's agitating. Like, you know how you get annoyed and agitated when someone's constantly looking at you and shit? It's like that. So I was like, man, fuck this. So like months later, I got fed up. Like there are times where like I was talking to him, like, hey, are you staring at me? Are you looking at me? Like I was talking to him one on one. He was lying. He said and my tail reader, she said that he was known for being like a narcissist. Like he's known for like hiding. He's really good at hiding his hand. So he'll do some shit and he'll act like he didn't do it. He's basically like a covert narcissist, pretty much. So he was like, no, I didn't do it. Like he was acting so clueless. So I thought I was going crazy. Okay, cool. He kept on doing it. I was calling security. Security, they didn't do shit about it. I've done anything I can. I've been told the family members about it. My family members didn't believe in me and shit. So months later, he still kept on doing it, and I got fucking fed up. So after work, after I clocked out, I kind of blacked out, kind of zoned out. I went straight to him, and then I started cussing him out. I started like insulting him. I calling him. Like, I was cussing him the fuck out. I never cussed anyone out so bad in person like that in my entire life. Like I let him have it. Like I was yelling at him. I was threatening him and shit. And then you have other dumbass coworkers trying to join in, trying to act like a smart ass. This is one coworker. She said like, I forgot what she said, but she said something smart. And then I told this bitch like, shut the fuck up, you fat bitch. Like she's trying to act smart and shit. And she was just also doing that shit too. So I don't know. So I was cussing him out. I was like, I was letting him have it. I said a lot of shit where I'm not going to mention, but just know that I've done whatever it took to scar that motherfucker. Right. And that's one of the cool things about being spiritual. Like if you're very in tune with energy, like when you're dealing with someone, you can easily, and people who make spiritual channels like that, they know what I'm talking about. Like when you're interacting with someone, you can feel the energy. And since me and other people were very intuitive, right? So like we know what type of words that could hurt a person. We know their strengths and weaknesses, or the things that really scar them, or we can sense their pain and we could feel that shit. This is why I feel like people who are very spiritual, it's a gift, right? A gift of discernment and intuition, right? So while I was talking shit to him, like I was trying to hurt him on purpose. Like I was trying to like feel his trauma and wounds. So I was trying to, so all the words I was saying, I was trying to hit him deep, and that's what I was doing pretty much. And I don't regret it at all. I really wanted to fight him, but like to me, I'm a smart guy. I'm very calm and collected. It's very rare when you see me act up like that, and this is where you get your reaction abuse from. So I've experienced reaction abuse where I was just so fed up. Experiencing reaction abuse is one of the most craziest things. It's like where someone will do some shit to you over and over again, and there's no evidence or proof, even from other people, they can't see it. But when you get fed up, when you're constantly like, just fed up with that shit, you're gonna fucking go off at that person, and then like everyone thinks you're crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, but yeah, but I was going off at this person, right? Everyone like, everyone looked at me like I was crazy because obviously they know what's going on and shit. But, like I was cussing them out and shit. Days later, I got fired from that. I didn't get fired from that job. Just the mall, it kind of like banned me for like a year or so and shit. No, yeah, for a year, and then it's whatever. Now I'm in the military, and now here I am now. But I don't know, man. But not only that, but I've dealt with people who like project their pain onto me, who project their bullshit onto me and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is their problem and shit? Like I've experienced random situations where like people will like say some slick shit, or like they'll do some shit to me and shit because I come across very nice, cool, calm, and collected, and they'll just say some dumb shit. I'm just like, what the fuck's your problem? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh my god, you know. So I've experienced a lot of weird situations with people, but I feel like people, they've done a great job of kind of exposing themselves to me. So like now, even though I hate to experience that, it gave me more of an understanding of how people are. So like I'm able to kind of spot bullshit from people more. And like what I've learned from people is that like you can't really trust people like that. I mean, obviously, don't be paranoid or anything, but people they have the opportunity. I mean, they are capable of like doing some snake shit or just doing some bullshit towards you. You know what I'm saying? But this is how it is. But yeah, but I don't know, man. But it's just weird how like I've experienced a lot of like weird situations with people. I understand other people experience shit as well. Like I've also experienced like family members were like, I don't know, man. Family members were like, they'll try to like talk down on me or like they're trying to find excuses to try to harm me, like physically find me, or like they'll start some shit with me. Like when I'll stand up for myself, then they'll play victim, or like they'll call the cops, or like they'll lock me out in the house, or like they just want to take accountability, man. Like they always start some bullshit with me. Like I personally believe in spiritual warfare. There are times where like I was my own business, and then like just dumbass people, man, they're trying to start some shit with me, man. And it sucks too because when someone they're trying to start some shit with you, and then when you're trying to tell other family members and like a family member is trying to fuck with you, they're not gonna believe you and shit. Well, at least mine doesn't, and then they think I'm the problem. It's fucking stupid. Like this is why like I can see life and I can kind of see through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But um, this is how life is, man. Yeah, life is strange, but to be honest, I don't know why people experience a lot of spiritual warfare and shit like that. But this is how it is, man. This is how it is. It is what it is. But when it comes to YouTube videos and when I make YouTube content, uh, this YouTube channel is this guy named Chauncey one. He mentioned that like YouTube has algorithms, right? So like when you're speaking, like when you're exposing the system, talking about this realm or whatever, like um, the Masons or the government or the elites, they don't like that shit, right? So this is why people get shadow banned like that, or like they tend to get less viewers or less subscribers like that. Not only with content like that, but just any content where like the government they don't like, they're gonna shadow ban you. This is why like my YouTube channel, I've noticed I have a lot of viewers. So why the fuck? And like it'll be the same too. Like there's a pattern on each video where like in two videos I get like 105 exactly 105 viewers. Then the next two I get exactly 55 viewers. And the next two I'll get like exactly 82 viewers. But yeah, I still have 34 subscribers, and this shit's ongoing. Like I check more viewers than subscribers, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So either I have fucking stalkers, or like just weird motherfuckers, or like just people, or I'm being shadow banned, right? Because there's no one in hell I'm getting so much views, but yet less subscribers on every video. It's fucking stupid. And one of the main reasons why I made a YouTube video was just so like I could release my anger, speak my mind, more so I could like make money. But unfortunately, I had to try something new because obviously YouTube is a fucking rigged scam fucking app where like you gotta act a certain way, or like you gotta talk about certain shit just to attract certain money and shit. Bullshit, man. I might make a Patreon, or like I might try out like stocks, but I like YouTube. I like expressing myself, But I don't know, man. This is bullshit, you know. At times, when I make videos, it's kind of hard for me to like. Sometimes I feel like I gotta like kind of like chill out, or like because I feel like I can get in real trouble if people see my YouTube video in the workplace. I don't know. This is some bullshit like that, but I don't know, man. This is annoying how like when you're living life, right? When you're constantly experiencing narcissistic people, narcissism, and then you gotta deal with time speeding up and like this all this weird shit, and then you gotta deal with like people using you, people trying to steal from you, and then you gotta work at a job where like you have to rely a job to pay you a certain amount of money just so you could get by. You know what I'm saying? Why like getting paid under $100 an hour, that's a slave right there. How like in time speeding up, it really showed me how much we're being overworked. We only get one day off. You have Friday, cool, but you still had a work day. Your real day off is Saturday. And on Sunday, you're not really enjoying your day off because you're worried about tomorrow. You're worried about your work day. You're worried about how to get ready for work and shit. So we really don't have any like off days like that. We only have one off day, and that's not normal. If we're gonna get one off day, then we better be getting paid a lot. But yeah, the system doesn't do that. And it's fucking stupid, man. I feel like at times when I reincarnate, it's like I feel like my soul is wasting its time over there because I feel like I could be doing. I can't explain it, but I feel like I could be doing so much better shit, but instead my soul doesn't allow me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. It's just weird. But what I've learned about time speeding up is all about time management. You know what I'm saying? Within the human body, it's so easy to develop trauma. It's so easy to develop a lot of pain and shit. Like this is why when people got to constantly meditate, people got to constantly like do yoga or like they got to constantly fast or like they got to constantly go to therapy or like they got to constantly like release all their emotions just so they can release a lot of trauma and anger and pain, right? And that's the thing about this human experience. And since we have a nervous system, since we got pain receptors and all this other bullshit, right? So it's like being in the human body kind of sucks. Like there's so much shit you gotta do, man. If you don't take a shower for a certain amount of days, and your body's gonna stink and shit like that, man. But I feel like there's a lot of technology that's very advanced, but either the government or other people are hiding from us and shit, right? This is how it is, man. But this is why I love the internet. I love computers so much because at least with the internet, at least it's advanced in my opinion. At least um, you could find so much information. I feel like if you utilize the internet the right way, it will take you extremely far in life. This is why you can't type dumb shit or you can't learn about dumb shit through the internet. Like there's so much distractions with social media, with these porn websites and shit like that. So you gotta be really careful on what you research online. The internet will help you on how to drive a car. It will help you on how to like learn about finances. It will even help you how to like cut your own hair, how to build houses. The internet has information like that. It's abundant. So always important to use the information the right way. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Just at times it is kind of hard to be engaged with life for me because like my nervous system's always acting up. So like there are times where like I'll experience a lot of anger or sadness. Like it'll just come to the surface at random times and shit through like memories dealing with people, like through like unfair situations, dealing with like narcissistic people and shit. And I thought I'm healed from it, but I need a lot of healing work to get over that shit, man. And not only that, but like at times I'll feel random sadness or like I feel rapid heartbeats and shit like that. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I'm not sure if I'm feeling someone else's energy or if I'm experiencing a soul tie or like I gotta regulate my fucking nervous system through like other shit. But like you see where I'm getting at. Just the fact that the human body, you gotta do so much just so you can heal the nervous system and just you can heal the emotional body. You gotta do so much shit. And it's like and now yeah, time's speeding up. I don't have time to fucking focus on the healing work and focus on the shit I need to get done. Here's why time speeding up it pisses me off so much is because like I got so much shit I need to take care of, and like time is speeding up is making me stressed out and shit, man. It's fucking stupid, bro. Like if life is gonna speed time up, like I said, it better work in our favor. It better work in our favor, man. You can't be on some bullshit, man. At least give us three-day work days or 4-day work days since time is going to speed up because there's no way in hell we're working 5 times a week. We only have one day off. Friday doesn't count because you come off work. Sunday is your true day off. Sunday is not really a day off because you're worried about the next day. Sunday you're stressed because you're going to be worried about on how to be prepared for the next upcoming week. So we only have one full day off pretty much. Time speeding up has really shown me that. Just but since we're all slaves, since we live in a fucking enslaved environment, the government, the elites, they're not gonna give us three day work weeks. They're not gonna give us 4-day work weeks and shit. They're gonna make us stay having 5-day work weeks, man. It's whatever. If time wasn't speeding up as fast, to be honest, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. I wouldn't mind. But since time is speeding up, yeah, I have a fucking problem with that. And most people have a fucking problem with that as well, because we barely got shit to like we barely have shit to like take care of. You know what I'm saying? Because time has been going by extremely fucking fast. I'm just fucking like damn, man. Like this life experience. I'm not depressed or sad or anything. Like I love my life. It's just that this dumb shit like that, it pisses me off so much. Just dealing with like spiritual warfare, dealing with like narcissistic people, dumbass people where like I'm forced to be around them and I don't want to be around them, and the people people I don't feel connected to, but then like and the people I don't feel connected to, they tend to sabotage my life by doing some bullshit. But I've learned a lot from these people. I learned what to look out for when I'm dealing with people. I'll learn how to be more independent. But it's just like I'll give people the benefit of the doubt, and they'll always do some bullshit. People are selfish as fuck. But then also you gotta deal with time speeding up and just shit like that. And then money enslavement, we're like you can't really like we're not really free, man. I mean, we have it better than these third world countries, of course, but like getting paid under $100 an hour, that's not freedom, man. That's enslavement. You know what I'm saying? This is why like I'm I'm so excited to one day where I can have my own vehicle, where I can have my own car. So at least I have the freedom to like travel around to different areas, meet different people, go to different cities, go wherever I want, whenever I want. Because I'm the type of person where I get bored easily. Like I need to experience shit. I need to expand my horizons and shit. I can't be stuck in one place. You know what I'm saying? I get very bored easily, and that should piss me off sometimes. You know, but and it sucks the fact that like in order for me to buy not just any car, but a good car that has a lot of fucking mileage and shit. Like I gotta wait so much months just so I could get that car because I gotta save up. I gotta wait till my next fucking paycheck. Like why can't I manifest money on the spot? Why do I gotta wait a certain amount of weeks, a certain amount of months just to get a certain amount of money? You know what I'm saying? And by the time I get that money, I'm gonna spend it because I've been waiting so long. You know what I'm saying? This is bullshit like that. But I understand people have harder problems and shit, but I'm just pointing out the shit that kind of irritates me, man. Stupid. This is why we have a lot of generational curses, a lot of family fights like that, a lot of domestic violence, a lot of conflict, wars, and battles because of the fucking money system, because of this bullshit government, man. But thank God we have other YouTube channels who experience, who I mean not experience, but other YouTube channels who talk about who expose the system like that. It's just weird, man. But one of the good news is that like time is short, so like life is short, so like the average human pass when we're like 50 to 100 years old, right? So we'll see how life um unfolds and shit, right? But I don't know, man. That's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Peace.